Have you ever sat in silence and felt a profound, almost overwhelming connection? A sensation that there is something more, an invisible world vibrating just beneath the surface of our noisy, everyday reality. Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and felt a certainty, not a mere thought, but a soul-deep conviction that you were looking at an ancient being? A spirit that has traveled across the cosmos and returned with secrets that words are simply too small to contain. If any of these questions resonate in the deepest part of your being, it is very likely that you have been in the presence of a Pisces. Or perhaps, if you are among the chosen ones, you yourself are that living portal to the unknown. Today, we are not going to talk about newspaper horoscopes. Forget everything you think you know about the dreamer or the sensitive sign of the Zodiac. To describe Pisces that way is like describing the vast, bottomless ocean by saying it is simply water. Today, we are going to pull back the veil. You are about to discover why the very source of creation, call it God, the universe, or cosmic consciousness, chose the 12th sign of the Zodiac to hold a set of gifts so extraordinary, so ethereal and powerful, that most of humanity cannot even conceive of their existence. These are not just talents. They are keys. Keys that open doors to dimensions that the rest of us only catch a glimpse of in our deepest dreams. Because Pisces is not merely the end of the zodiacal cycle. It is the culmination. It is the final thesis of the human experience, the living Akashic record that contains the distilled wisdom of the 11 signs that came before it. And because of this, 8 divine gifts were granted to them. 8 supernatural abilities that, when understood, explain why a Pisces can heal you with a single look, read your most hidden truth in your silence, and dream the future while the rest of the world is fast asleep. I warn you now, gift number 6 is so profound and so incredibly rare, that it is estimated that less than 1% of the Piscean population manages to activate it to its full potential. When you understand what it truly is, you will understand why, throughout history, the greatest mystics, seers, and inexplicable healers almost always bore the mark of the 2 fish in their astral chart. So, turn off all distractions. If you are a Pisces, prepare for a deep recognition of your soul, to finally give a name to those powers you have always felt but no one knew how to explain to you. And if you love a Pisces, this is the instruction manual that will allow you, at last, to comprehend the sacred magic that walks by your side. Take a deep breath. Let us journey together into the depths of the cosmic ocean to discover the 8 divine gifts that make Pisces the most mystical and powerful sign of all. Gift number 1, the capacity to feel the pain of others as their own. Let us begin with the most well-known gift, yet the least understood. People talk about Piscean empathy as if it were simple compassion. This is a fundamental mistake. What a Pisces possesses is not just empathy, it is somatic empathy. They do not just understand your pain, they feel it. Literally. Imagine a Pisces walking into a house. The house is empty, clean, and silent. But hours earlier, the people living there had a terrible argument, filled with anguish and bitter words. A normal person would notice nothing. But the Pisces feels a sudden chill. They feel a tightness in their chest, a residual sadness floating in the air like a bitter perfume. Their nervous system, which functions like a satellite dish for emotional frequencies, has tuned into the echo of the suffering left imprinted in that space. This gift goes far beyond people. They can see news of a natural disaster thousands of miles away and feel a wave of collective grief so real it steals their breath. They can touch an ancient object and perceive the emotions of its original owner. They are the world's natural confessors. People instinctively feel compelled to tell a Pisces their darkest secrets because, at a subconscious level, they know the Pisces will not judge. They offer absolution through absorption. But here lies their greatest challenge. This gift is a blessing for the world, but it can be a nightmare for them. If a Pisces does not learn to discern which emotion is theirs and which belongs to the environment, they live in perpetual emotional chaos. Their most important lesson is to learn how to cleanse themselves energetically and return the burdens that do not belong to them back to the universe. Gift number 2, seeing through the masks that others wear. We live in a world of appearances, a grand theater where everyone plays a part. We wear the mask of success, the mask of happiness, the mask of everything is fine. Most people interact with these masks, but not Pisces. Pisces interacts with the soul. This gift is like having X-ray vision for the human psyche. While you hear the words someone says, Pisces hears the music of their intention. They perceive the incongruity between the energy a person emits and the personality they project. Imagine meeting someone new who is charming and loved by everyone. But your Pisces friend whispers, "Be careful. Something doesn't fit." Months later, you discover that person was false or betrayed you. How did the Pisces know? It wasn't logic. Their soul recognized the lack of authenticity in the other soul. It is a vibrational truth detector. It is practically impossible to lie to a Pisces and get away with it. They may not confront you. Their compassion is so great they often understand why you are lying, but they have seen the truth from the very first second. This is also the source of their deep loneliness. Living in a world where you constantly see the gap between what people pretend to be and what they truly are is exhausting. This is why they crave authenticity above all else and why they often prefer the company of animals or nature, where there are no masks, only pure truth. Gift number 3, the ability to heal with their mere presence. This is one of the most subtle yet miraculous gifts. A Pisces does not need to do anything to heal. They don't need to chant mantras or perform rituals. Their very energy is a healing frequency. Think of it like a tuning fork. When you strike a tuning fork, any other nearby fork that is out of tune will begin to vibrate at the correct frequency through resonance. Pisces is that cosmic tuning fork. Their energy field is naturally tuned to the frequency of unconditional love and peace. When they enter a space filled with stress or anger, their presence begins to retune the environment. Have you ever had a terrible day and called a Pisces friend? They don't give you great advice, they simply listen. And when you hang up, you feel an inexplicable peace. It wasn't their words, it was their energy. They lent you their peace for a moment. This is why animals and babies are irresistibly drawn to them. Many Pisces are not even aware of this power. They think people seek them out because they are good listeners, not realizing they are lighthouses of healing energy in a dark and chaotic world. They are the calm in the storm because they are the ocean itself, vast, deep, and serene. Gift number 4, prophetic dreams and visions of the future. For most, dreams are a chaotic collage of the day's leftovers. For Pisces, the dream world is their office, their classroom, and their temple. When a Pisces sleeps, their consciousness does not turn off, it expands. Neptune, their ruling planet, governs the collective unconscious and the veil between dimensions. Pisces has VIP access to this realm. Their dreams are not mere fantasies, they are often direct reports from the future, warnings from the universe, or visits from spiritual guides. A Pisces might dream of a lottery number, or dream that a friend is in an accident, only to find out later it was a warning that saved a life. These dreams manifest in 2 ways. First, as literal dreams, which are like movie trailers for events yet to happen. Second, as symbolic dreams, the universe's preferred language. They don't dream of the accident, they dream of a broken toy car. Their task is to learn to interpret this poetic language. A Pisces who keeps a dream journal eventually becomes a walking oracle. This gift also allows them to process karma and heal at a soul level while they sleep. For Pisces, sleeping is not resting. It is working, learning, and remembering. Gift number 5, direct communication with angels and spirit guides. If Pisces is the ocean of consciousness, their spirit guides are the dolphins swimming by their side. They do not need to force this connection. For Pisces, communicating with the divine is as natural as breathing. They were born with the celestial telephone line already installed. This communication rarely sounds like a booming voice from the sky. It is much more intimate. It is that hunch that tells them not to take a certain street, or that inner voice suggesting they call a friend who, unbeknownst to them, was in a deep crisis. Their guides speak to them through synchronicity. When a Pisces is aligned, the entire universe becomes a treasure map. They see repeating numbers like 111 or 444 exactly when thinking of a big decision. While others need to meditate for hours to quiet the mind of a Pisces is already in a natural meditative state. Their challenge is not accessing this guidance, but trusting it. The material world has taught them to doubt their intuition, but the day a Pisces decides to trust those whispers, their life transforms into a miraculous dance with the divine. They become a living oracle for everyone lucky enough to cross their path. Gift number 6, the capacity to absorb and transmute negative energies. Now we reach the gift that separates the initiates from the masters. This is the rarest and most powerful gift. Most empaths simply absorb negative energy like a sponge and then feel sick and drained. But the Pisces who has developed this sixth gift does not just absorb, they transmute. They are energy alchemists. They take the lead of hatred, anger, and fear, and within the furnace of their compassionate heart, they transform it into the gold of peace and love. Imagine a Pisces with this gift activated entering a hospital. The energy there is heavy with pain. The Pisces doesn't need to say a word. Their high-frequency energy field begins to act like a vacuum for negativity. They absorb the despair of the rooms and the anxiety of the waiting halls, and what they release back into the environment is a frequency of hope. Patients sleep better, nurses feel less stressed. No one knows why, but the day felt lighter. This was the silent work of the light warrior. But this gift has a high cost. Transmutation requires a colossal amount of vital energy. This is why Pisces at this level often suffer from chronic fatigue or mysterious illnesses. They are cleaning the planet's psychic pollution with their own bodies. Their need for solitude is not a whim, it is a medical necessity for the soul. Water and nature are their spiritual dialysis, where they recharge their internal reactor to continue their sacred mission. Gift number 7, emotional and mental telepathy. If somatic empathy was feeling what others feel, Piscean telepathy is knowing what others think and feel without physical clues. It is a direct mind-to-mind, heart-to-heart connection. This gift is strongest with those they have a deep emotional bond with. They are like devices permanently connected to the same emotional Wi-Fi. You think about calling your Pisces friend, and before you can dial, you get a message from them. You are about to tell them a problem, and they interrupt, saying, "Is it about what happened at work? I felt it." They know you are lying about being okay because they can feel the truth of your sadness in their own heart. This telepathy isn't always complete sentences, sometimes it is flashes of information or sudden mental images. They can feel a betrayal before it happens or perceive a danger lurking near a loved one across the world. For a Pisces, learning to manage this is crucial. At first, it can be overwhelming, but when they learn to trust these messages, they become incredible protectors. They are the friend who shows up at your door with food just when you felt most alone. It is not a coincidence, it is a connection. It is proof that love transcends time and space. Gift number 8, the power of manifestation through pure faith. We have reached the final gift, the culmination of all others. This is the ability to create tides and waves in the fabric of reality. Popular manifestation is often an exercise of the ego, wanting a car or money. Piscean manifestation comes from a completely different place. It comes from the dissolution of the ego into universal love. When a Pisces desires something, not from lack but from a place of pure love for the greater good, the entire universe stops to listen. Their faith is not an intellectual belief, it is a state of being. It is such a deep resonance with the desired result that reality has no choice but to bend to that vibration. Imagine a Pisces whose pet is gravely ill. The doctors give no hope. The Pisces doesn't ask for a cure, they enter a state of absolute certainty, visualizing the animal healthy, feeling immense gratitude as if the miracle has already happened. And then, inexplicably, the animal improves. It wasn't magic, it was pure faith acting as a direct command to the energy matrix of creation. But here is the divine key, this power is directly proportional to the purity of intention. A Pisces cannot use this gift for selfish gain. The universe has given them the keys to the kingdom, but they can only open doors that lead to love. The more they ask for others, the more they receive themselves. If you have made it this far, and you are a Pisces, I want you to take a deep breath and feel the truth of these words in every cell of your being. You are not crazy. You are not too sensitive. You are not strange. You are a gift. You are an ancient soul who volunteered for one of the hardest missions, to be in this dense, material world while maintaining the connection to the realms of light. Your sensitivity is not your weakness, it is the radar that allows you to navigate dimensions. Your need for solitude is not selfishness, it is your ritual of purification so you can continue to serve. If you love a Pisces, protect them. Honor their need for space, validate their intuitions even if you don't understand them, and allow them to be the mystical channel they were born to be. Do not try to anchor them too tightly to the earth, their purpose is to be the bridge between heaven and earth. Pisces, as the final sign, represents the return to the source. You are living proof that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Now it is your turn. I want to build a community here, a safe space for these beautiful souls. In the comments, tell me, are you a Pisces? Which of these 8 gifts do you identify with most? Do you have an experience, a silent miracle that finally makes sense now? Share your story. Let's read and validate each other's experiences. If this journey has moved you, show your support with a like, so this message reaches more people who need to hear it. Share it with that special Pisces in your life. And of course, subscribe, because every week we will continue to unveil the deepest secrets of the Zodiac. Remember, Piscean soul, never underestimate the power of your silent presence. In a world that screams, your whisper of love is what the universe is waiting to hear. The world desperately needs your magic. Go and shine. Until our next meeting, may the current of universal compassion always guide your path.